What are you noticing about these equations? They all have absolute value bars in them. So does anyone remember what the absolute value of 5 is? 5. What about the absolute value of -5? Yeah, so you're saying there's two different ways to get the same answer. Okay, so that's what we've got to make sure that we remember as we start these absolute value inequalities. There's two different ways to potentially get a correct answer or a true answer. So when it says the absolute value of x minus 2 is less than or equal to 3, they're saying what could x be? Well, you guys, the first step is always just say, when is x minus 2 less than or equal to 3? You can just drop those bars. You're like, you can? We can, because what we'll do next after solving this guy. What would x be then? We add 2 to both sides, what would x be? Less than or equal to 5, right? Then the other thing we've got to do you guys agree? Let's plug it in. If x was 5, or less than or equal to 5, what's 5 minus 2? 3, absolute value of 3? Is 3 less than or equal to 3? That one checks out. The other thing we've got to do is you've got to say, all right, well, I know that there are two different ways to get true answers. So you're going to keep what was in my absolute value bars. You're going to flip around this inequality sign to make it a greater than or equal to, and you're going to change that 3 to a -3. Wait, so if I were you, I'd draw myself some little reminders. This guy needs to flip, and my answer has to have the opposite sign. Now let's go solve that. Do I still add 2 to both sides? What is -3 plus 2? -1. Let's see if this is true. If x is greater than or equal to -1, does this make a true statement? Greater than or equal to -1. Could I choose -1? What is -1 minus 2? -3. What's the absolute value of -3? Is 3 less than or equal to 3? So we have two different answers here. And you're like, wow, okay, so, but these are inequalities. They're saying numbers could be less than 5 and they could be greater than -1. So if I were to draw a number line, which you guys don't need to do you guys agree if we were talking number line wise, less than or equal to 5 would mean I'm going this way. Greater than or equal to -1 would mean I'm going this way. So everything in between are answers. You okay with that? So a way to know this is, what symbol do you call this one? Is this greater than or less than? It's a less than. And how I think of it, you'll see this in my little notes here. This is a less than is how I call it. This is a less than. So you're saying numbers could be less than 5 and greater than -1. Everything in between, this is talking about and. So our final answer would be my x's have to be less than or equal to 5 and greater than or equal to -1. We put it in this fancy notation. And you're like, how did you just do that? I always put my smaller answer on the left, bigger answer on the right, variable in between, and then these symbols will always be less than or equal to, or just less than signs, every single time. If this is an or, it's not going to work that way. And this is just saying, oh, my x's are going to be smaller than 5, but bigger than -1. And any number in this gap will make this true. Ben Richardson, give me a number that fits this. What could x be? You said 2? Ben, what's 2 minus 2? 0. What's the absolute value of 0? Is 0 less than or equal to 3? Yeah. Roger that. So anything within that interval would make it a true statement. How will it change if I've got a great or than sign? Let's go see. Before we can do anything, you guys, we've got to get our absolute value by itself on this side. So what do you want to just do first to start getting that absolute value by itself? Add that 3 over. So we got negative absolute value of 4x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 21. Say that again. No. Oh. Divide by -1. 4x minus 2. What happens with that inequality sign? It flips now because we divided by a negative. Oh, geez. This inequality, so many things are going to happen. Ben Richardson, stop touching him. So now does this look like how we started this problem? Does this look how we started that one? Yeah. Now this is when we can make our two different equations. The first equation is always just what we started with. The first equation is just 4x minus 2 is less than or equal to -21. You just take away the bars. Let's just set up our other one before we even go solve this one. The setup of the other one is 4x minus 2 Flip that inequality. What would that turn into? Greater than or equal to. Negative 21 turns into 21. So this flipped and that changed. Now we've got to go solve both of these. Let's go solve them. Add 2. Brody, rude. People, here's my question. What symbol? Okay. We can only use my cute trick from this step. We can only use my cute trick when I have an absolute value written first compared to my number. What symbol is this? Oh, now it's a less than. Now it's a less than. As soon as you say less than, doesn't that sound like less than? And that's saying that my numbers have to be less than negative 19/4. That doesn't make sense. And greater than? Did I mess something up, people? Okay. Okay, great. Let's go check. Wouldn't that mean that, correct me if I'm wrong, don't write this. X, if I said my smaller number's there, my bigger number's there, is there a number that's bigger than negative 19/4? Oh, and no. I didn't write it how they have it. Is there a number, you guys, that is less than negative 19/4 and greater than 23/4? No, right? So how many solutions would this have? If this is what we were trying to say, there's no way. So we'd have to say no solution on that. And let's go check that. Can we try a number? Maybe we even try like one of these that we actually got. Let me try the 23/4. Let me type it in and let's see what we get. So if I did negative alpha window, because Brody Boyd taught me that, 4 times 23/4. And then I do -2. And then I do -3. Is negative 24 greater than 18? No, right? So it is a little frustrating when we get these answers. We do need to check them to see if they're actually going to work out. Because this, correct me if I'm wrong, we did a lot of hard work to get there, and then none of it even worked. Let's see if we can get some that actually do work. Let's try this. This one over here, what do we want to do first? Add 3, I like it, Lil. Add 3. Then, is my absolute value written first? It's not, so let's go rewrite it, Clocast. We're going to say absolute value of x plus 1 is greater than 4. The reason I write that is I now can look at this symbol. What symbol is that? It's a great or than, great or. And what that tells me, boom, I'm going to put or between my two answers. So or means, hey, Chloe or Amelia, you could meet me outside in the hallway to get your treat. Do both of them have to come? No, just one or the other, right? One or the other could work. What if I said Chloe and Amelia meet me outside for your treat? Don't they both have to come? They both have to work. So let's go solve these ors and let's see what one of them could answer. So x plus 1 is greater than 4. That's just my first one. I didn't change a thing. What's my second equation going to look like? X plus 1 is, flip that sign, less than, change the 4, -4. So again, I went boop, and then I went boop. Yeah, did I mess up? Okay, you guys, let's go solve this. X would be greater than 3, or x is less than -5. That's what lawyers got. You guys are down with that? Is there a number that is greater than 3 or less than -5? Yeah. What do you think, Hayden?
Every single one that is greater than 3 and every single one that is less than 5 that is not between them.
Agreed. Give me one. What's the number that fits that answer? Okay, so you guys agree -6 is less than -5. It fits one of those requirements. It's not greater than 3, but it didn't have to work with both of them. Laycock, let's check it. What is -6 plus 1?
-5.
What is the absolute value of -5?
5.
What's 5 minus 3? 2. Is 2 greater than 1?
Yes.
Yeah. So Your answer for an or will just be written as this is. We cannot combine those because, to your point, we don't want to talk about that interval between them. We want to talk about all the way to one end or all the way to the other end. Great question. Okay, let's keep this up, peeps. We're crushing. We're crushing. Here we go. Lily, to your point, we cannot call this an or right now because I don't have my absolute value written first. Yep, let's go do it. You guys, let's add 5. If we add 5, we got a little 9 is greater than the absolute value of x minus 2. And then people, let's rewrite it with that absolute value first so we can use my cute little trick. Absolute value of x minus 2 is what to 9? Less than, right? As soon as you've got that, we're going to say and. What are my 2 different equations going to be? X minus 2 is less than 9. The first one stays. The second one, x minus 2 would be greater and a negative 9. Good job, you guys. Let's see what we got. X is less than 11 and x is greater than negative 7. 7-Eleven, make a wish. Do we think that that's possible? Greater than negative 7, less than 11. Is that an and in between? Feel good about it. When? Give me a number that meets that answer, meets that requirement. What's the number that's less than 11 and greater than negative 7? 4. When? Ready? What's 4 minus 2?
2.
What's the absolute value? 2.
2.
2 minus 5?
Negative 3.
Is negative 3 less than 4? Yeah. So you guys, when is good? I don't want us to leave our answer here. I don't want us to leave our answer here, and here's why. When it's an and, they want your answer written with your smaller number on the left, bigger number on the right. The inequalities will always be less thans or less than or equal to's with an and. Boom, that's my answer. How about this one? What do we do first? Do what we've done. What's our first step always been?
Isolate the absolute.
Thank you, Brody. Well said. He said isolate that absolute value. How would I do that here?
Add 3x.
Yeah, and I know people get nervous about that 3x since it's got a variable, but don't be scared. We're going to just do what we do. What symbol is this? Great or than, right? Or great or, so we know it's going to be an or. Yeah? First one, 3x plus 4. It's greater than or equal to 3x. Didn't change a thing. Second one, 3x plus 4. Flip that inequality and change the 3x to a negative 3x. Valid. Let's see. If we go solve for x on this guy, yeah, what's happening with my x's?
They don't exist anymore.
If I subtracted my 3x's, wouldn't I have 4 is greater than or equal to 0?
Which is true.
Which is true, Hayden says. That's true. 4 is bigger than 0. Let's see what the other side does. Is 4 less than or equal to negative 6? Okay. Divide by negative 6. Be careful. What do we have to do when we divide by that negative? Flip it, and we're at negative 2/3 is greater than or equal to x. And this is an or. So let's think about this. This is just saying we got a true statement, which potentially could mean infinite solutions. Or my x's could be less than or equal to negative 2/3. Let's just try a number. Let's try something. What's the number you want to try? 2. Say again? 2. So 2 doesn't fit this requirement, right? But you're saying 2 is just a number? Let's just try it, Lily. If I do 2, let's do this with our head. What's 3 times 2, y'all? 6 plus 4. 10. Absolute value 10. 10. 10 minus, she said x was 2. What's 10 minus 6?
4.
Is 4 greater than or equal to 0?
As we already established.
That's very coincidental, right? So she picked a number that didn't even make this true. But this one right here is saying that there's infinite solutions because that was true. What if this said 4 is less than or equal to 0? That's not true, so that would mean no solutions over here. But this one's saying, as long as my x's are less than or equal to negative 2/3, it should be true as well. What's negative 2/3 times 3? Negative 2 plus 4. 2, absolute value 2. 2 minus, negative 2/3 times 3 again. My 3's would cancel out, so it'd be plus 2. What did I even get in here? Guys, we're doing too much math in my head. I think we had 2 plus 2. Oh my gosh, we're getting a 4 again. Is 4 greater than or equal to 0? Yes. So again, when things are or, either one of these can be true. So this is saying infinite solutions will work, or numbers that are less than or equal to negative 2/3 will work. What do you think would be our big umbrella on this one? What would be our final answer on this? It is infinite solutions, because it could be one or the other. Well, you choose the more broad one when it's or.
Okay.
If it's or, if I'm saying Brody or Braden, meet me in the hallway, either one, if either one of you come out there, it's still true. So either one of these, but isn't this more broad? So if you're gonna, this would kind of restrain us, right? This is saying anything's gonna work. So I'd actually say infinite solutions on this one. Whoa, if Luke Sanzo did the all real numbers, that would work too. What if I said, given these answers, what would be the final solution? Is there any number that's less than 3? And again, sometimes I think number lines help us. Is there any number that's less than 3 and greater than 3? There's not one number that fits both of those requirements, right? So this one would be no solution. If you went like this, that's fine too. This means no solution. Sometimes people draw their zeros like this, and I'm like, you can't. You can't write your 0 like that, because that doesn't mean 0. That means no solution. What about this one? Is there a number that's less than 3 or greater than or equal to 3? So less than 3, I could even overlap those, or greater than or equal to 3. How many solutions would work if either one could be right? Say that again. Infinite solutions. When it's or, you can do either one. So when we put them together, this was infinite solutions. And I know that this is kind of hard to grasp, but or is just a lot more options are available out there. Oh, yeah. This is a good one. This goes back to like our last one. You guys, is 2 less than 0? Do you agree 2 is not less than 0? So this right here means no solutions. There is nothing that's going to make that true. Correct, because this is an and. Tucker Betts is saying they would both have to work, and if there's no solution, nothing can work. I love that, Tuck. So this one right here, no solution. But notice I did the exact same problem over here with or. Is 0 greater than 2? That's still not true, right? That's still false. But this is an or. It's saying my x's could be less than 3 or not true. Which one's kind of more broad for the or? Yeah, so we're saying, oh, my x's could be less than 3. As long as they're less than 3, my solution will work. This was not as binding with the or.